Hey, what is going on, guys? XpertFusion here, and today I want to make some predictions and just theories and kind of what I want as well for what the ending is going to be, because we know this is the final season of Telltale's The Walking Dead. They've made that pretty clear. I do still think we'll get more Walking Dead style stories from Telltale in the future. I don't think this is the last of that. I'm sure they're going to do new stories of new characters or whatever it may be, but this is the last of Clementine, and we know that. They've made that very, very clear. And it seems like people are predicting right now what is going to be the ending. How is it going to end? Is Clementine going to die? Is she going to live? Is AJ going to die? Is AJ going to live? Well, who are they going to meet? What kind of new characters are going to come across? Are they going to have anything to do with the ending? And I wanted to give predictions, theories, stuff like that, and as well as what I want to happen, because what I want is significantly different than what I predict. So there's a few different ways I feel like the season is going to possibly end. There's the first one that's kind of the obvious one, is they're going to mirror season 1's ending by having Clementine get bit or something of the sort, and she's going to have to be killed by AJ, be shot by AJ. They're, foreshadowing that. But the reason why I don't think that's going to happen is because they've been foreshadowing it way too much, and I don't feel like they're going to make the ending obvious. And especially with this teaser here, when she says, what do you do if I get bit, the fact that it's happened to Lee before, I really doubt they're going to do that again. I really don't think Telltale will give us these clear foreshadows to it and then actually go through with it. But that doesn't mean I don't think Clementine's going to die, because personally, look, I don't know if I think she's going to die, but I want her to die. And this sounds cruel, but this is how I feel about stories overall. Most stories. I feel like all stories, or at least most stories that are in, an apocalyptic nature, or even stories that are just very, downhill. There's a lot of terrible things that happen to the character. I feel like they always should end with the main character, the one that we started the story with, should die. I feel like it should end with them dying, or at least they end up dying before the ending, because if they survive till the end, okay, it doesn't feel like their story's over, because there's always the possibility of more story for them to come. Like, for example, if they were to end this series with Clementine still being alive, I'm just going to be curious as to what the hell happens to her after that, because she's still in the apocalypse. There's no cure or anything. So I want to know what the hell happened with Clementine after this. How did she die in the end? Did she come across any new groups? Did she ever meet up with Lily or Krista or any of those characters if they don't come back in season 4? I'm going to be curious, and the only way I won't be curious is if she dies. Now, that doesn't mean they can't keep alive AJ or any other characters. They can do that, because it's not their story. They're part of the story, yes, but Clementine is the main portion of the story, just like Rick is the main portion of The Walking Dead. This is why, I haven't been too happy about the rumors of Andrew Lincoln leaving, because I feel like he should at least live till the end of the series. Now, I would rather him die before rather than live the entire series, because then I'll be curious about Rick surviving on, what happens with him after. But at least we are getting, if these rumors are true, at least he will be getting killed off before the series, which means his story is done and we don't have to be, curious about it. It's kind of like, what if the Breaking Bad ended with Walter White surviving and getting, back into remission for cancer, and he ends up living, and we're just going to be curious as to what happens next. Does someone else find out? Does the cops, circle in on the fact that, well, actually, the show did end with them knowing that it was him, so what would happen next? Well, where would Walter White go? What would happen? I would be interested in that, and that's why I feel like I want this series to end with Clementine dying. I do. But I don't know if Telltale will go through with it. I don't know. I feel like they're going to do something else. There's a lot of possibilities for the ending. They can also do it so they find a safe haven. They find a place like Wellington that is a lot safer, a lot bigger. I honestly think a really good way to introduce them into the comic book storyline, because I'm not lying to you guys, I feel like they might bring Clementine over to the comics. Now, this is the other theory I have. Of course, there's a theory that she's going to die and then AJ will be the last person standing. That's possible. But what I feel like would actually be pretty cool, and I would actually be just fine with them doing, aside from her dying, because like I said, I would like for her to die in the end, but this is the only other way I would like for her to stay alive. If only other way I'd like for them to go with the story, if she stayed alive, is that they find the Commonwealth community. AJ, Clementine, and whatever other characters are in the series in this time, they find the Commonwealth community, and it ends with them meeting with the characters from the comic books. So Michonne, Eugene, Rosita, they're all there. They're all, oh, not Rosita, my bad. I meant Magna. You know, those characters that were at Commonwealth. And they meet with them, and it ends like that. And then we're going to see the comic book side of that, where the characters meet them at Commonwealth. Obviously, there's a ton of shit going on in the comics right now at Commonwealth, a ton of crazy shit. But Clementine and them come there, and like we know, there's a lot of people there, so there's a chance they might not ever see Clementine until way later on. And that would be a really good way to bring her into the comic books, because I want Clementine to come to the comic books. I really do. I also want her to come to the show, and whether or not she comes to the main show, or Fear the Walking Dead, or a new series based on the story that we've seen in season 1, 2, 3, and now 4, I don't care. I just want to see Clementine on screen with all the other characters from the Telltale game. I thought that would be awesome. And if they wanted to bring her to the show, I think a good way to do it would just be bring her to the comics, you know? Just so they establish her story in the comic books. And I feel like they might do that. That's like the one theory I have. And there's also her dying in the end, just like what happened with Lee, even though I feel like that won't happen just because of the fact that it feels too predictable. It really does. But yeah, that's kind of my predictions. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and all that good stuff. Let me know what your guys' theories are about the ending of season 4 in the comment section below. Do you think she'll go over to the comics or the TV show or whatever it may be? Let me know. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.